Do you think you know your cat? Do you think that purring is just satisfaction? Wrong. Scientists have just discovered that behind those feline eyes lies a secret code of desires you never imagined. And step number 3 will make you rethink everything about your relationship with your pet. Over the past 5 years, universities around the world have invested millions in research into feline behavior. What have they discovered? That there's a chasm between what we think our cats want and what they really want. Get ready, because some of these things will completely shatter your assumptions about your feline. In 2019, the University of Oregon conducted a fascinating experiment with 50 domestic cats. Researchers offered them 4 options: food, toys, scents, and human interaction. The results surprised even the most experienced scientists. Half of the cats completely ignored food and chose something most owners rarely offer properly. But the most shocking revelation came from a 2023 study when Japanese researchers discovered that cats have a specific memory for recognizing when their owners are faking affection. That's right. Your cat knows when you're just following protocol. And there's a direct consequence of this on their behavior. Today, you'll discover the 7 things that transform an ordinary cat into a truly connected companion. They're not tricks. They're not internet hacks. They're deep biological and psychological needs that science has finally decoded. And when you implement just 2 of these 7 things, you'll notice an immediate change in your cat within the first 24 hours. Number 1. Intentional touching in the approval zones. Most people pet cats completely wrong. You probably stroke your cat all over, thinking you're being affectionate. But research from the University of Lincoln revealed something disturbing. 70% of cats tolerate this type of petting, but don't like it. Cats have scent glands concentrated in 3 specific areas: the base of their ears, their cheeks, and under their chin. When you touch these areas with slow, deliberate movements, you're not just petting. You're activating a chemical well-being system in the animal's brain. The release of pheromones creates a bond that scientists compare to the attachment between mother and kitten. The secret is in the pressure and duration. 3 to 5 seconds per area. Moderate pressure, as if you were testing the ripeness of an avocado. And here's the detail no one tells you: let the cat initiate contact. Researchers have found that cats who control the initiation of interaction have 60% lower cortisol levels. This means less stress, less destructive behavior, and a genuine connection. Number 2. Predatory visual stimulation. This may sound strange, but your cat needs to hunt. Even if he never leaves the house. Even if he has guaranteed food. The feline brain didn't evolve for domestic life. Neuroimaging studies show that the area of the brain responsible for hunting remains active and needs stimulation, or it begins to atrophy. The University of California found that cats without visual access to moving prey develop compulsive behaviors: excessive licking, excessive scratching of furniture, and attacking their owners for no apparent reason. It's not malice. It's neurological frustration. The brain is literally starved for predatory stimuli. The solution is simpler than it seems, but it needs to be done correctly. Your cat needs at least 30 minutes of daily observation of external movement. Birds, insects, leaves blowing in the wind, even cat-specific videos work. But there's a trick. The movement needs to be unpredictable. Repetitive patterns cause the brain to shut down. Unpredictability keeps the predatory system active and healthy. And here's the detail that turns this from good to exceptional. Position the viewing area at a high height. Cats are ambush predators. They need the tactical advantage of height. A floor-level window is functional. A shelf with a view 2 meters high is transformative. Researchers have documented a 40% increase in behavioral satisfaction with this change alone. Number 3, and this is the one that bothers people the most: intentional distance. That's right. Your cat wants you to ignore them. Purposefully. It seems contradictory, but the science is clear. Cats are not dogs. They didn't evolve to live in packs. They are solitary hunters who tolerate social proximity under specific conditions. Specialist, behavioral veterinarian. What we consistently observe in our clinic is that cats with owners who are very present, very affectionate all the time, develop what we call social fatigue. The animal begins to hide, to avoid contact, and the owners interpret this as rejection. It isn't. It's exhaustion. Cats need clear cycles of interaction and solitude. Researchers in Switzerland tracked the behavior patterns of 100 cats for 6 months. They found that animals with access to private spaces where their owners didn't disturb them exhibited spontaneous affection 3 times more frequently. When cats control when interaction occurs, they seek it out more. When forced, they avoid it. The golden rule: for every hour of direct interaction, your cat needs 2 to 3 hours of respected space. This doesn't mean completely ignoring it. It means being present without invading. You can be in the same room, but not trying to touch, call, or interact. Just existing. Cats interpret this non-invasive presence as security. It's the feline equivalent of deep trust. Number 4. Vertical territorial maintenance. Every cat owner knows the plight of scratched furniture. The pet product industry makes billions selling scratching posts that most cats ignore. Why? Because no one explains the real function of this behavior. Scratching isn't about sharpening claws. It's about chemical communication and territorial marking. Each paw has glands that release unique pheromones. When a cat scratches, it's literally writing a chemical message that says, "This territory is mine. I'm here. I'm safe." Studies show that cats prevented from scratching properly develop chronic territorial anxiety. They need this marking to feel like they own their space. But here's the secret the industry doesn't tell you: location trumps quality. A $5 cardboard scratching post in the right place is infinitely better than a $500 carpet tower in the wrong place. Cats scratch in transition areas between rooms and near their sleeping areas. Place the scratching post on the path between the bedroom and living room, and the chances of use increase by 80%. And it needs to be vertical. Cats need to fully stretch their bodies while scratching. This isn't just marking, it's essential muscle stretching. Scratching posts that are too horizontal or too low don't allow for full stretching of the posterior muscle chain. Veterinary researchers link a lack of this stretching to joint problems in older cats. Number 5. Separation of critical resources. This may seem counterintuitive, but where you put your cat's water could be causing chronic dehydration. And chronic dehydration is the #1 cause of kidney disease in domestic cats. The root of the problem? A design flaw almost everyone makes. Specialist, veterinary nephrologist. We see dozens of cases of kidney disease in cats every month that could have been prevented with a simple change. Cats have an instinct not to drink water near their food source. In the wild, prey carcasses contaminate nearby water sources. This instinct persists. When we place water next to their food, the cat drinks less, even when thirsty. Veterinary universities have tested this extensively. Cats with water placed at least 3 meters away from their food drink, on average, 40% more water. And this difference over years is the line between healthy kidneys and kidney failure. But separation isn't just about physical distance. Cats also prefer moving water sources. Stagnant water is interpreted as potentially contaminated. Running water sources increase consumption by an additional 30%. It doesn't have to be an expensive fountain. Even a wider bowl, which creates slight movement on the surface when the cat drinks, makes a difference. And a final detail that few people know: most cats prefer wide, shallow bowls. Whiskers are extremely sensitive. When they touch the sides of deep bowls while feeding or drinking, they cause discomfort that veterinarians call whisker fatigue. It seems minor, but it's irritating enough to make a cat avoid eating or drinking properly. Number 6, and this one will surprise even self-proclaimed cat experts, controlled olfactory novelty. Your cat's world is constructed primarily through smell. While humans are visual creatures, cats navigate reality through invisible chemical maps. And here's the problem. Most homes are an olfactory desert for them. Environmental enrichment studies show that cats exposed to new, safe scents exhibit brain activity levels comparable to cats in natural outdoor environments. But there's a delicate balance. Very drastic olfactory changes cause stress. Subtle, controlled changes cause stimulation. The scientifically validated technique: introduce a new, safe scent each week. It could be a twig from a cat-safe plant, such as rosemary or catnip. It could be a piece of fabric with an outdoor scent. It could even be a toy rubbed against another surface in the house. The cat's brain interprets this as safe territorial expansion. But here's the detail that makes this a powerful tool. Let the cat discover it. Don't force the scent on their nose. Place the item in a spot the cat naturally passes by and let their curiosity do the work. Researchers have found that cats who discover new scents have a 300% greater neurological reward response than when the scent is presented forcefully. And there's one specific item that serves as an olfactory jackpot for almost all cats: waste paper. That's right. Old newspapers, used cardboard boxes, paper grocery bags. They carry dozens of different scents from the outdoors. For an apartment cat, it's like opening an olfactory window to the outside world. Behavioral observations show 15 to 20 minutes of engagement with a simple piece of new cardboard. And finally, number 7, slow blink communication. This isn't some internet fad. It's a scientifically documented feline communication protocol. Researchers at the University of Sussex published a study in 2020 that proved a slow blink to a cat is equivalent to a human smile. But it goes much further. Specialist ethologist. What we discovered is fascinating. When humans slowly blink at cats, not only do the cats respond by blinking back, but they are significantly more likely to approach the human afterwards. It's a form of nonverbal communication that crosses the species barrier. We are literally speaking their language. The technique needs to be specific, soft, non-fixated eye contact. Close your eyes completely for 2 to 3 seconds. Open them slowly. Repeat after a 5-second pause. It's not just closing your eyes. It's speed and intention. When done correctly, the cat's response is almost immediate. But why does this work? In feline communication, staring is a threat. Predators don't take their eyes off their prey. When you deliberately close your eyes in the presence of another animal, you're saying, "I trust you, I'm not a threat." To a cat, this is the ultimate display of affection. Follow-up studies have shown that cats who receive regular slow blink communication develop measurably stronger bonds with their owners. Free choice tests show that these cats prefer to remain close to their humans even when given the option to move away. And they exhibit cat-initiated affection behaviors 70% more frequently. And here's the final secret that multiplies the effect. Combine slow blinking with touching the approval zones we mentioned earlier. When you establish positive visual communication before physical touch, the cat's nervous system is already predisposed to receiving affection. The result is a bonding experience that researchers compare to the bond between cats in a colony that grew up together. If you love your cat, start applying these 7 sweet things today. Every little thing can transform their life. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue learning how to give your feline the loving life they deserve.